week or two ago, Patrick, you were talking about the Amnesty Media Awards.
Yeah, the Amnesty Media Awards, and if you remember that story here, we'll bring that up on screen. We were recommending that everyone vote for Jonathan Cook because we believed he was the most true independent journalist here. Well, they announced the awards. Unfortunately, Jonathan Cook did not win, but awards been given to People's Choice for UK journalism has been given to Owen Jones here. So that's up on Amnesty's website. Not our first choice, not our second or third either. But Jonathan Cook actually weighed in on this. And I thought we'd just show this up on screen as well. And here he is. He actually attended the awards because he was one of the nominees in London here, I assume. And he says, many thanks to all of you who supported my nomination at Amnesty. And he goes on here, and this just shows you what a class act Jonathan Cook is. And this is what he said. I took with me to the ceremony the investigative journalist Asa Winstanley. Asa Winstanley at Electronic Intifada. Had I won and had a chance to make an acceptance speech, I wanted to highlight his case. He, along with other independent journalists, including Kit Clarenberg, yes, who we had on the program earlier, have been targeted for persecution by the police, doubtless under political direction for his work on Gaza. And he continues just rounding this off. The police have been using the most expansive interpretation possible of the UK's draconian terrorism laws. Last month, the courts ruled that the police had illegally seized his electronic devices. He's talking about Asa Winstanley, just there on the left-hand side. Incredibly, no media outlet in the UK has thought it worth reporting either the dawn raid on his home last year or the court's subsequent findings of the law breaking by police and seizing electronic devices of an accredited journalist. So, Jonathan Cook's going to use his platform, if he won the award, to campaign and support another journalist. I mean, that kind of proves that he deserved the award more than anybody. I mean, a real class act. And I also want to point people, again, to Jonathan's Substack here. This is actually a fantastic story. Why is the UK sheltering Israel's genocide inciting ambassador? And there she is, Zippy Hotolovi, who got absolutely lambasted on a number of talk shows. I think she was even on Piers Morgan. But terrible reputation. She's really made a fool out of herself in front of the global media and, has proven to be a very unsavory individual. So this is a great piece by Cook here. And, where is the UK government on some of these individuals making these public genocidal statements, these Israeli officials? It's just incredible. Since when is this acceptable? And is there going to be any recourse for it? Meanwhile, they're just arresting journalists under the ever-expansive, elastic interpretation of the Terrorism Act.
It is quite a hypocritical situation. And, Mark was talking about trade and the situation with the so-called rules-based international order. It seems to me a big part of the reason that the so-called rules-based international order is collapsing is because the proponents of it, the West, are increasingly just abandoning their own rules.
Well, it's not just that. It's also because they've abandoned actual international law and actual justice. The whole idea of the rules-based international order was to supplant actual international law. So the superpowers decided United States being the lead, that they no longer had to comply with international law. And as soon as they established that precedent, all the other countries, Britain and all the others, basically piled in behind them. And then basically, then they lost their rules-based order as well as the international legal system. So it all went to pot.